If you want to do a graph and there is this plus minus 2 SCX, then it's your job to do it for each time you see a plus and a minus. For example, here you're going to say 1.0 minus 0.19 will give you 0.9. And then we're going to do 1.0 plus 0.1 will give you 1.1. We took care of the first one. Next, we'll do it for here. So you're going to do 0.4 minus 0.05. You get 0.35. Then we'll do 0.4 plus 0.05. You get 0.45. Next, we'll do it for here. We'll do 0.5 minus 0.07, 0.43. You will get plus 0.57. And we have to keep doing this for all of them. Of course, you have a calculator in the exam, so it's going to be easy for you to do the plusing and the minusing. 1.5, 1.7, 0.82, 0.98, 0.8, 1, 0.54, and 0.66, 1.28, 1.72, 2.18, and 2.62. And now we're ready to graph. Okay, now time to graph. So we have 6 different species. Okay, and we have to obviously use color coding here. Color coding for what? One time we will have mitochondria at normal CO2. Let's use an empty bar for that. Mitochondria at normal CO2, and a shaded bar in the case of mitochondria at elevated CO2. Now, we have 6 species. That means we must be having 12 bars, essentially. Look, for species 1, species here, we'll have 1, we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, for species 1, we'll be having 1, okay, which is basically going to be here. That's 1. But it's going to be ranging from 0.9 to 1.1. From 0.9 to 1.1. Now, that's going to be the mitochondria at normal CO2, which means an empty bar. But now it's time for the shaded bar, which is 1.6. So it's going to be here. But you know what? I must make them like this because there's not enough space. 1.6. And now it's going to be ranging from 1.5 to 1.7. And of course, now I'm going to have to shade for color coding purposes like this. So now I just took care of who? Of species 1. Now it's time to take care of species 2. So I'm going to have to go with 0.4. We have to range from 0.35 to 0.45. And now the other one is going to be 0.9, which is here. We have to range from 0.82 to 0.98, like this. And of course, you have to shade it. So I took care of 2 species, 1 and 2. Now species 3, 0.5. 0.43, 0.57. Second one is going to be 0.9. So here. from 0.8 to 1. And of course, you have to shade. Now, a species 4, which is 0.3. 0.3. And I have to range from 0.27 to 0.33. And now it's going to be 0.6. And I have to range from 0.54 to 0.66. And I have to shade as well. Now a species 5, which is 0.7. And I have to range from 0.64, 0.76, and now we have to do 1.5. And we have to range from 1.28 to 1.72. So from here to 1.72, like this. And of course, you have to shade. And now the last species, which is 1.3. And I have to go from 1.15, which is here, to 1.45, which is here. Now we're going to have 2.4, which is here. And we're going to have to range from 2.18 to 2.62 and make it shaded. So now we have covered all the 6 species. Now I should label our axis to be average number of mitochondrial mitochondria, in plants exposed to normal and elevated CO2 levels.